All right, friends, here we are back with layout number 5 for our Theme Park Thursday series. I did get some feedback from you a couple weeks ago that said that you do like seeing the finished product before you decide if you're going to invest the time in watching the video. So this is a layout we're going to do. Again, this is the Disney trip I went on with my daughters in March of 2022. And we are finally here at the Magic Kingdom, one of our very favorite places in the whole wide world. I did end up using Birthday Bonanza. You'll get to kind of see me go through the process of deciding that and how I chose what layout to use and how I modified the idea that I had and all the steps that put this layout together. So I hope that you will keep on watching and see how we put together this Welcome Home Magic Kingdom layout. All right, here we go with layout number 5. Now, you guys already know what I'm going to decide here, but I don't know yet what I'm going to decide because I'm going to have just gone back in time from our intro. I have some pictures of our entrance to the Magic Kingdom. So I've got some castle pictures. This is a side castle picture and some train station pictures. And this is the Roy Disney statue. These are the side castle. And I kind of want to put all of these together on the same page. And I think there's 10 pictures, but a couple of them are very similar. You know, my daughter channeling her dad, who always makes funny faces, or it's a vertical and a horizontal that are very much the same. So I don't think I'm going to use all of them. So I've gone through on my Pinterest and I found this layout. It's from Scrapbook Generation. It was one of their free National Scrapbook Day sketches. And I like the way that the frame is like it's not a 12-inch background. They've kind of put the background on, you know, a different page. And so this is smaller. And so you have the 4x4s. Except I'm going to use some 4x6s. So they're going to pop off the edges. So we'll kind of see. But oops, this is what I'm starting with, is this kind of sketch from Scrapbook Generation that is on Pinterest. On my Pinterest, it's under my 8 photo scrapbook sketches category, because that works well for me to have my sketches or sorted that way. But now the next thing I need to decide is what paper I want to use. And part of me really wants to use the Sweet Summer. I pulled this out, kind of thought that I could use these two as the backgrounds and then put this little stripe on the side to go along with this design. But like, I don't want to do all of my Magic Kingdom pictures with Sweet Summer. I use this for my title page, but nothing else. And the problem with Sweet Summer is that it's so summer specific. So I have, you know, my whole folder, and I've used a lot of Sweet Summer. I've done a Savvy Scrapbookers video with it. I've done Debbie Martin's Paper Pack to Pretty Pages. So, you know, I'm going to have some finished layouts you guys have already seen, but they've got water in them. And like, I really would like to use this layout for something. I just don't have any pictures for it. But when I look at the papers that come in this collection, let's see if I have a cover page. All right, I don't seem to have that. But when I look at the papers that come in this collection, there's so much of it is very, very specifically summer. Like, I would not be able to use this one that talks all about summer vibes, summer at the lake. I can't really use the water because we're not in the water here at Disney. I can't use the beach because we're not at the beach. I can't really use the starfish. So like, the ones I'm wanting to use are the multicolor stripes, the cartoon clouds, the popsicles, the sun, these. So I guess I could make that work, but am I going to want to use these for some of the other random Disney layouts? I don't know. So then the other ones I thought about using were, of course, Enchanted Princess, which has some similar things, but it's really pink and blue. I don't know, similar colors to this. I like these colors better than these colors. These are a little pastel-y for me. Or Birthday Bonanza, which isn't, you know, it's birthday themed, but it's got the colors and it's not real specific birthday. I think for sure I want to use the Birthday Bonanza for the parade. pictures. And so maybe I should do a lot of my Magic Kingdom with Birthday Bonanza. Or I could mix it up. But if I'm going to mix it up, then I don't really want to use the Sweet Summer, which I just used. So this is the hard part. And I tried to decide this before I started the video. And I thought I had, because you see I pulled all the Sweet Summer. But now that I'm showing you about my thought process, I think I'm going to go with Birthday Bonanza. And I'll still use Sweet Summer for some other things. But I don't think it's going to be this one. I don't think it's going to be this one. Just because, I mean, this one's not going to have a lot of embellishments that or stickers that go with it either. Ugh. We definitely have some ice cream pictures. So I think I am. I'm going to go with Birthday Bonanza. So even though it says it's birthday, a lot of this is not particularly birthday-ish. I love this geometric paper. Oops. I love this geometric paper, so I definitely want to use that. I might need a whole piece of it. Let's see. You can see I have multiple packs of it in here. I'm going to save that confetti for something else. I've got some of the Fast-to-Fabs, but I don't want to use Fast-to-Fab for this just because of the way. I don't know, actually. I could maybe use a Fast-to-Fab as the borders. No, because of the way I want to trim this. I don't think I am going to use the Fast-to-Fab. Let's see. Yeah, it goes in too far, even for me to be able to trim that off and use this for something else. So I'm not going to be able to use those Fast-to-Fabs, although I really want to. I don't think they're going to work for this particular layout. I do like this one. That's a lot, though, together, isn't it? And then I need one that's just kind of a neutral. I don't know if this one's going to work either. We could use the yellow. Some way it's going to have to, these two are going to have to come together. Let me try these together, and then what background? Maybe the, what's that? Do we have that green right now? Key lime? All right, so Island Waters is kind of our current greenish blue paper, but that's not really one of these colors. So I'm gonna have to dig into my stash of old colors. Oh, I've got some Azalea Shimmer that was from the Shimmer Buffet earlier this summer. I like that a lot. I like the pink and the yellow together. I have to put some kind of a border between those two, though. I need kind of that blue. We don't have that blue. So I like this, but I can't work around the... Oh, I could maybe do this as my background and trim it off that way. I think I'm going to try to use the Fast-to-Fab. This one could work. This could give me that same kind of... Oh, I like that one too, though, with the purple. Drat. I did this, and I did it on... I don't know if I want to do it on a light blue because the sky is already blue. We're wearing brown shirts, which is maybe not the best choice for Disney. Do I like it on the azalea? I don't mind this one on the azalea. All right, I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to do this piece from the Fast-to-Fab on the azalea background. And oh, I want to do my little squares, but I think that's too much. So I'll definitely do I'll use the white and the yellow. All right, so we'll get all of these out of the way for now. And I'm going to move my laptop because it keeps going to sleep anyway, and hopefully I can remember what that layout looks like. Okay, before I do that though, before I cut anything, I want to make sure that my pictures are going to work the way I want them to. So if you remember the way the sample layout worked, they had 8 4x4 pictures, and I don't want to do that, but I want to start with, this is a 4x6. And that's a 4x6, although this is kind of the same picture. And then we can do this Roy Disney statue. I definitely want this one with the fairy wings down here. These are a lot the same. These two are the same. I don't think I need to use both of these. And I don't really want that to be there. Maybe I do I wanted this to be that way. Oh, this needs to be down here. I want to have good, this one right here. I guess I'll do these like this. So these will go off that side, these will go off this side, and we'll see. We'll see how that looks. I don't, that might not even work. All right, so I'm gonna have my 2 pink azalea shimmer backgrounds. And then these will be, one will be right in here, and one will be right in here. But then this is gonna be, I might have to, I don't wanna have to fussy cut that. I kind of just do something like that. Hard to see because this is poking off the bottom, but you're not even going to see much of this paper at all because I'm going to be cutting it off right here. I think that's okay though. I think that works for what I'm wanting. I wish I had something to come down here. I don't really like I feel like it's imbalanced. Maybe okay, I kind of don't mind that. I wonder if I could trim this to 4 inches and still get the castle. No, because that would, well, that would cut us right about here. I guess I could cut a little bit. No, that would be cutting right across her wrist right there. And then that's basically the same picture, so it's still basically the same picture, whether I guess I could do it like that and not try to line them up, across the pages. All right, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Instead of putting the blocks of 4, I'm gonna change it to be like this. All right, hopefully I'll remember that in just a second when I get going. So let me grab my trimmer. So I want this paper, there's like a 1-inch border. So this paper needs to be 10 by 11. Both of these do. So I'm going to be brave and cut them together. I'm going to cut 2 inches. Actually, I think I want to make them to bookend them like this, or opposite, so I can see what I'm doing. I'm going to cut 2 inches off here. And then we'll cut 1 inch off here. And then this one I want to be 10 inches wide. And you guys know I hate folding out my arm, so I'm just going to cut 2 inches off. And then put these like that. And really, I hate to waste all this azalea paper, so I think I'm going to cut out the inside so that I have some extra. And this is here, and I think I'm not going to try and just, you know, I'm so tempted to fussy cut this, but that's just insane. So I think I'm not going to. I think I'm going to be a little bit logical. And my brain likes to do like 4s and 8s. But I think I want to do this at 4.5, just so if I have a picture that's 4 inches there, it doesn't exactly line up with this paper. So 4.5. All right, and then, oh, but see, then it's going to line up exactly with this, and I didn't really want that. Because it's basically covering up almost everything. All right, that did what I wanted right here. But all I'm going to see is that tiny little strip. That's kind of a waste. I guess that's the advantage with this sample layout that had the 4x4s, as you saw the tops and bottoms. Yeah, I mean, I hate to put that paper behind if you're not going to see it all. What if I scoot it out like this and then closer to here? All right, I think that's going to be okay, because this way I'll pull the, actually I might need to swap these. Maybe I'll put these so they're about an inch from the edge. Still kind of a waste of paper. Maybe I'll pull out this piece. I'm okay with this side, but I think on this side I might just bring this paper in instead of that one. No, I'll just use this. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Okay, so let's take these out of the way, and I'm going to cut out the insides of these two papers so that I don't waste my beautiful azalea shimmer cardstock. And that has a 1-inch border, so I think I'm going to leave a 2-inch, cut a 2-inch C frame. So because I'm doing 2 inches, I got to go on this side, and I'm going to start my cut. All right, so it's a 2-inch frame. I'm at the 2-inch line. Go off the edge here. Gosh, I hope that's only 2 pieces. And 2-inch here. And then we'll do this middle piece. 2 inches. And hopefully you guys have seen me do this enough that you don't need me to explain super specifically how I'm doing it. But if you do, if I haven't explained this one enough, let me know, and I can either link you to another video where I demonstrate the technique, or I can talk about it more in a future video. Okay, so now I've got these pieces that are 8 inches by 10 inches that I can use for something else, because that's a nice good size sheet. I mean, you can definitely mat photos and all sorts of things with that. Okay. And because this is a full background sheet, that's going to make it a lot easier to do this welding. Not really welding, but I'm going to use my grid here on my desktop. I do love this mat. I'll put a link in the comments if I remember. You guys, I film these videos and then I edit them, and then I forget what I've promised you, but I'll try to put a link in the comments to this particular mat on Amazon, because I love it. It's 24 by 36 and it just protects my whole work surface. I don't like it for traveling to crops because it's too big to, it doesn't fold up. It's too big to transport easily, but I do love it for just working at home where I can just be here the whole time. Okay, so this is mostly straight. And then I'm going to put this at 1 inch from the top and 1 inch from the bottom. All right. And then once I get the first one done, the second one's easier because I line it up with its partner. Just make sure that when you put your adhesive on, you remember which sides to put the adhesive. So I don't want to put adhesive here because there's nothing there to unsticky it. All right, so I'm going to butt these two up against each other. Okay, and then I'll do the same with this. So as long as my first one went on straight, the second one should also go on straight. And I'm going to do right about here. It almost looks like this is a smidge taller than that. So I think I'm going to see if I can shave off just a hair. The whole scrapbooking is not a very precise science. Okay, I got nothing on that one. Oh, there we go. There's just a hair of paper, and maybe that will be enough to make it just the right height. Okay, very good. All right, whoops, now I've got that hair floating around. I don't really love the white with the green polka dot that's on the Fast to Fab, so I don't care that I'm covering up most of it, but I do want to have a little of it showing just for that contrast. So So then we're going to put the first picture, the second picture. Oh gosh, they don't quite fit that 10 inches, do they? Oh well. I'm going to put this one down first, and this is actually making it a little bit easier because I can line it up with the edges of my paper. And this is feeling thick to me through these 2 layers, so I'm really glad that I'm not going through 3 whole layers of cardstock. I do generally use regular CM pages, the type that have the jeeping edge and attached directly to your book. All right, look, it didn't quite cover on the top, but that's okay. And so that adds extra bulk. I've tried the pocket pages. Oops, that one's not supposed to go there. I've tried the pocket pages and I just don't love them. I don't like the way they feel. I like the sturdiness of the real traditional jeeped pages. So far I haven't put any of these in a book. I have a pile going. And yeah, we'll see. So I kind of want to leave a little space. And I guess because there's that, well, I don't know. I think I am going to leave this little space. I'm not going to stick it all the way down in case I don't like it once I get the other pieces on. Does this one also need to have a little hair snipped off? Yeah, it maybe does, but I'm not going to. We'll see. If it bothers me, I'll pull it back up. All right. See, I want this is too close to the edge there. So I'm going to scoot this over. Let's see, I've got it about an inch from the inside of the line. I think I'm going to do 1.25 inches from the outside of the line. So that way the edge of the picture won't line up exactly with the edge of this yellow. Still feel like I kind of wasted some of that paper, and I'm not sure how I feel about it. And I don't know if I need to fill it in. I've got this extra paper so that you don't see that little naked spot. Okay, we'll do these 2. Uh-oh. This is going to be just a little hair. I think I am going to take just this extra piece that we had and fill in those little gaps. I'm just going to cut a 1/2 inch strip, and I'll just cut a tiny piece for that one. And this one I'm going to go a little bit bigger just because I'm not sure where the best place to hide this is going to be. Oh, it hides plenty fine. We'll cut right there. So even though I said all our cutting was done, as you can see, sometimes you need to do some more cutting. And I'm going to use my ruler just to help me position this straight. I love the thickness of the CM ruler. This one happens to not be 0 centering because we had a regular ruler in this same style at one point that I got my hands on, but then when they came back out with it, they did the 0 centering. But it's the same, you know, I'm not really using the measurements. I'm using the thickness of the ruler is what I like. Uh-oh, that didn't line up with that. All right. I mean, you cannot even really see. I guess you can see, but you can't really tell. And once I get this picture stuck down, I don't think you'll be able to tell that I patched that in because I didn't cut quite correctly. All right, there we go. You cannot tell where the patch is, or I can't. And I'm closer than you. So if I can't do it, odds are good it cannot be seen. I don't know how I feel about that one still. I kind of like it. I kind of am not liking the things butted up next to each other. I almost wish I would have done a smaller border, like a 1/2 inch border, and then I could have had a little bit more room. Okay, but now do I want to do a matte around this picture? If I'm going to do that anyway, do I want a piece of like green and matte that to write Magic Kingdom up here? Or, oh, see, part of me, oh, look, that didn't come right off the edge. Part of me wants to just say day one, but remember we talked in the getting started video that I might end up doing my Magic Kingdom pictures, layouts, all in one book. Oh, this is when I wish you guys were just sitting right here with me to tell me what to do. Do I want to do a mat around this guy and butt that up? Maybe I'll do that. I'll butt the mat up. My beautiful paper that I love. I'm going to do a 4 1/4 inch by 6 1/4 inch mat. And I'm using this paper from the paper pack so that I'll know it'll be the exact same green. All right. I'll butt that right up against it. There we go. So that gives me the same basic kind of look, but it offsets the kind of the starting photo. So now let's look at the stickers that go to Birthday Bonanza. I think I have the embellishments too. Now the embellishments are, oh, I have mats too. I could have used a mat for that. This could almost work for Disney. Not that one, but that definitely can work as a mat. That can work. This could definitely work. That could definitely work. Journal box could definitely work. Journal box. All right, those are my smaller ones. These are the bigger ones. Let's see, I kind of like this as a journal, or down here as a journal. All right, I think I'm going to do 2 journal boxes with this pink. And let's see, we've got the little epoxies. Those might work. I've got stuff left over from other projects. These are pretty birthday-ish. So I don't think I'm going to use any of those for this layout. I might be able to use them on something else. All right, I'm going to write some journaling and then I'll be back. Okay, I've done my journaling. I did it on this little mat. This was just it wasn't necessarily a journal box. The back was the journal box, but I was able to write my journaling on these lines. Okay, sorry, little phone, not wanting to focus. So I just said we don't always start our visits at the Magic Kingdom, but this time we're on a quest to find the 50 golden character statues. And then this one talks about Michelle, who bought some light up fairy wings on a previous visit and wears them faithfully. They're so much fun, especially at night when they light up. But this one I see, as I put it on here, I butt it up against the photo. It's a smidge longer than this, and I have a bit of space that I can trim this off. And I think still, you know, it'll line up exactly if I trim it off right here. So I'm just going to mark it with my fingernail and use my trusty personal trimmer. And that way it lines up just right with that. And I'm going to leave a little bit of the yellow showing when I put these down. And while I was off camera writing my journaling, because it turns out I can't journal and talk at the same time, I'm going to trim the edge of that one off too. It's just a little bit fuzzy. I went ahead and colored in some more of the white ABC sticker letters, just using one of our dual tip markers. We don't have any color, any pink ABCs right now, and I really wanted ABCs. So I just took the dual tip marker. Now I don't know where I put it. I took the dual tip marker, must have put it back. Oh yeah, I put it back in my drawer. So this is an older color. I think this is retired, but I just colored in, and you can see this is the same sticker sheet that I used for the title page. And I was able to type, and I'm writing welcome home, which is maybe, you know, I know that they use that for the Disney Vacation Club, which we are not in, but it does feel like we're coming home when we go to Disney. So I'm going to go ahead and position those, and then I'll come back. Is it okay that I don't show you the steps of that? I mean, it takes like 2 or 3 minutes, and it just seems silly for you to watch and me have to try and talk to you while we're doing that. So I'm just going to fast forward or snip out this part, and then I will, and then I'll be back for the embellishment stage. Okay, so now I'm back with my colored in sticker letters, and you can kind of see the texture of the coloring, but I think that's okay. I think it, oh my gosh, I don't know what my phone is trying to do to focus in on that. It's like it's on the macro or something. I'll have to play with that, turn that setting off. But I think I like the color. I like the way it stands out. It's getting a little bit lost right here in the confetti, and so I might need to, I hate to have to trace around them every time. I think it's going to be fine. So now I'm going to pull up my my computer again and look and just kind of see where they have their embellishments. So they have some down here on the bottom. They wanted the title there, oh, I guess, or up there. So they're doing that rule of 3, you know, that we've talked about, that Noreen talks about. So I'm going to see if I can find 3 things that I can put on this layout. All right, so I've got the stickers and the embellishments. I think I decided there was nothing in the other embellishments that I thought would work. And actually, a lot of these are not necessarily going to work, but the camera for sure, I think, could work. Right here, maybe. One of the things that doing the Savvy Scrapbookers collaboration with Debbie Martin has taught me is she just takes her stickers and cuts them out. Did I tell you guys this already? So that helps her kind of position where she wants things to be without having to commit. And I love that idea. We got these little stickers, would be great. So much fun. Memories, surprise. Yeah, a lot of these aren't going to work. And I do want to use the ice cream and the fireworks on a different page. Oh, you know what? I could use the balloons behind the... I wonder if I could use the balloons behind the sticker letters. That might work right there. Maybe I'll try that, and that will make them a little bit more visible. And then I can use this other balloon up there behind the camera. That'll be cute. And maybe the little hooray. Cause that, oh, and a heart. We'll do a little hooray and the heart that's next to it. Because we're kind of doing this little ta-da thing with our hands. All right. So let's start with this one. A little tempted to do that on a foam square, so I'm going to. All right, and I have them in this little blue photo bin, and this is a pretty big square, so I'm going to be generous with my, or a pretty big sticker. I'm going to be generous with my embellishments. It's also going to be more toward the middle than I usually put foam squares. Somebody asked me at my Croptoberfest a couple weeks ago about foam squares, and if I don't worry about them making my albums too thick. I kind of do. I've never been one to really like a lot of you know, lumpy bumpy in my books, but the foam is it's fairly thin, and it's pliable enough that I don't know, it squishes down a little bit once you get going, and I think it's going to be okay. And I try to not always put foam squares in the exact same spot. So I do a lot of them kind of on the outside, and I do very few on the inside because I feel like by the time I have paper and stickers, the insides, or paper and photos, the insides get thick enough already. But so far it hasn't been a problem. And we'll see. We'll see how I feel when I get to the end if I end up having to use a third album, which you guys know I don't really want to do. All right, so there's that one. I think it did need the foam square. So I'm not sure, these sticker letters are still a little bit wet. So I think I'm going to kind of carefully pop them up. Just these first three. So I guess you are going to have to watch me put some sticker letters down after all. I think I want that to be up high enough that the pink doesn't touch the letters. Okay, now I'm going to put my, I put my rulers upside down. Luckily, I have two of them. So I put this 1/4 inch from the top of this photo. So now I can take this and put my little stickers back on. Oh yeah, see, that looks better. I think you can see the stickers better now that they're not on the they're not on that busy background. And I have that little balloon embellishment back there. All right, I like that a lot. Welcome home. Some balloons, and I'm going to put the little hooray. This might have to go on foam squares too. I was thinking to put the heart on a foam square, but I think I'm going to put the hooray up on a foam square and the heart just by itself. Hooray. And we'll use the tiny foam squares for this one. Do you use foam squares? Do you use a lot of them? Do you feel like you use too many? Have you changed your foam square habits over the years? I feel like I'm using more now than I used to use. But I guess there's all sorts of things I'm using now that I used to not ever use. Maybe because they didn't exist. Okay, I think that is done. I think it looks very cute. I love the Birthday Bonanza with the Magic Kingdom. And I think I'm going to use more of the Birthday Bonanza for some of these kind of generic Magic Kingdom-y layouts. And yeah, we'll see. My plans could change. I could go back to Sweet Summer. I could go back to, Enchanted Princess. Who knows what I'm going to do? But for now, I think we're going to call this guy done. I think I've got journaling. I've got a title. I've got my embellishments. So this is going to be layout 5 for our Theme Park Thursday. And I hope that you've enjoyed this layout using Birthday Bonanza for my pictures of us entering the Magic Kingdom. I will be back next Thursday with another Theme Park Thursday. If my math is right, next Thursday is Thanksgiving, even though my brain cannot wrap itself around the fact that it is already the 4th Thursday in November. But I guess it's going to be, and don't worry, I will film my video a day or two ahead so that I am not having to film it on Thanksgiving. And of course, you may not get it on Thanksgiving because, football and food. But it'll be waiting. I'll set it up to post as usual. If you are local to me here in the Huntsville-Madison area, please check out my NicoleScrapbooks.com website calendar. I will be having my annual open house on Black Friday and Small Business Saturday and Cyber Monday. And I would love for you to stop by and meet me in real life. If you're not local, I hope you will tune in next time for another edition of Theme Park Thursday. Unless in the meantime, I get back to you with a, who knows when they're going to have new products these days, or a promo, or maybe even an album flip through. So I'll be back here on the channel soon. And until then, happy scrapbooking.